Hello, this is Riku558, and this is the review of the Revoltech Anubis from the video game series Zone of the Unders. For those of you who don't know, you probably should know if you're watching this review and are hoping to get some information out of it. This character is pretty much the main villain of, if I recall, both the Zone of the Under games. The first one not so much because he just shows up to be overpowered, and simply just be way too powerful for you and you have to escape. And he just serves as that god mode boss that you can attempt to fight and lose. Anyways, so he was a very significant villain. I believe he was the final boss in the second game. Spoiler alert. Oops. But he has a really great character and he had a really great design, regardless of the crotch thing. But that's one of the unders. Anyways, before I start on the figure, I need to start with the box, because obviously this is a figure review. So in the Revoltech line, it's number 113, as you can see. As you can see, it says Anubis from Zone of the Enders, and then it was sculpted by Yamaguchi. I'm going to say Katsuhisa. There you go. And then got some great illustrations here. Revoltech Yamaguchi, some kanji and such. Actually, it's more like katakana, if I can remember. Yeah, got the Revoltech symbol here. Revoltech. Side of the box, we got the Anubis and some more text. How the Revo joints work. Nice poses of him being awesome. Let's see. Let's refocus that. Okay, so him being awesome while guarding himself. Him still being awesome. The I'm going to be better than you pose in full guard. Awesome pose. Note the amount of awesome being used here. Note about how to use the I would call them like funnels, but this isn't Gundam. But anyways, so these are the accessory count. So it has 6 of these guys. His spear, the attachment point, extra base thingy for a stand, which I'll explain later, and 1 Revo joint to attach him to the base. And on this side of the box, we get a nice red colored picture of Anubis with the Revo joint thing, and Anubis from Zone of the Enders, which has the little game logo. And the bottom, more stuff about that. One of those funny scan codes. And yeah. And for those of you wondering, I did in fact get this guy from Ami Ami. I believe I did say this from my unboxing / I got a package. So anyways, I'm going to toss this package out of the way because there's nothing significant about it. Other than the fact that it is stupidly thick. That's it. And before someone says, that's what she said. Anyways, so here it is, like I said earlier. And the details are really freaking good, as per usual. So as I get a focus, you can see the golden eyes, and then the red eyes on the Anubis head. Obviously it's Anubis, so it's going to have, I'm trying to remember, like a somewhat, I'm pretty sure Anubis was a ancient Egyptian figure who had a head like similar to this. Forgive me for not remembering my mythology, but I'm trying to remember what the origin of that name was. Anyways, other than that, we got some nice gold painted details all over the body. Unfortunately, the joints aren't the same color because you can't really help that too much. So whatever. Got nice painted details all over the place. Molded lines because orbital frames tended to run that way. They had lines running through them, and when they were on, lights will pulse through them. Being non-electronic, obviously that's not going to happen. I believe in the game, reddish-orange lines would be pulsing through, and for the Z.O.E it would be bluish-orange lines, blue to orange, depending on what the state of the Z.O.E was. Anyways, so for articulation, obviously it's pretty freaking good. So we got a Revo joint in the head, and then go basically all the way up, and pretty far down, actually. It doesn't really allow too much rotation, just side to side. But then again, he doesn't need to turn side to side. So, and then there's another joint in the base of the neck. Let you get a nice view of this while I move it around. Man, my camera's not behaving today. There we go. So the base of the neck can move up and down on a single joint. Can't rotate. It can wiggle, I guess. I'm going to remove him from the base just so I can get a better hold of him, which does mean I need to get rid of his wings so I can go ahead and get a better look at this, and so my arms don't get tired. So anyways, the shoulders are on another reload joint as usual. It's right in there, so you can hear it click. Goes out that far normally. Can pretty much rotate all the way around. It's kind of annoying though, because revolve joints are funny that way. You can get it to go forwards if you rotate it properly. The shoulders, the arms can rotate at the shoulder, but not all the way around, just because of the way it's designed. Elbows obviously bend at that one joint for pretty much a 180. Hands are on a single revolve joint, so they can rotate and bend at a single hinge. And one interesting thing about the Anubis is that it, for those of you who don't remember / don't know, the Anubis used telekinesis actually. Well, technically telekinesis, but it didn't actually hold its weapons. It actually hovered its weapons, which is why these things are in midair and not directly attached to its body. Anyways, so for the rest of the articulation, there's a revolve joint at the torso, letting it go up and down, down quite a bit, back not so much. Still really good details. Legs have a revolve joint so they can go forward, back, and in and out, pretty decent amount. They can go about that far, but they have to bend back a little. The legs will rotate at the knee, just because there's a single peg, so you can get that around. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think the knees can bend. Like, I see a joint, but this is all we're going to be getting. Actually, hold on. Yeah, this is all I can get. Just a tiny bit. If any of you know about this, I see a peg here, but I don't know. It's just stupidly tight, so I can't bend it very much. But then again, it doesn't need to bend, so we're cool. Nothing on the feet, because there are no feet. He hovers. And that's it for the main figure. So I'm going to set him down and on the ground, because he can't stand on his own. And go on to his backpack, because it's easier to review it separately. Refocus. So the backpack, well, I guess technically it's the backpack, but the funnels are on 6 separate joints. This is on a double joint, and there's a special attachment that goes onto the revolve joint, and there's a peg that plugs in right on his lower back. I believe it's right here, right where my nail is, right there. Pretty well hidden. Anyways, so there's not much to go over in terms of articulation. There's just revolve joints here and here. The only major point of articulation is the fact that the brown and white part can open and close, allowing for more dynamic posing. And actually, that is it. The stand is on a revolve joint, so it can break, apparently. That's not right. Oh, there it goes. I might have to cut this out. Okay, I'm back. For some reason, my revolve joint broke. That doesn't happen, because I just realized it's not on a joint. I am so smart. Look how smart I am. Look how smart I am. There's not a single line on this thing. No, if it would focus. See, okay, fine. I'm just gonna let you know this is a solid piece. It's not supposed to be bent. So for those of you who don't know, this doesn't bend ever. And there it goes. Anyways, so I'm just gonna use this replacement revolve joint because it shouldn't be that big of a deal, hopefully. Anyways, so his only weapon / accessory is his spear, which simply goes into his hand on a peg. Well, into his hand, I guess. And it can just rotate on his hand and make him look really cool. So I'm just gonna plug him back in. It just goes in like that. Probably didn't see it. And actually, that's all there is to him. He's a really simple figure, but it looks amazing while doing it. So I'm just going to repose him while I give him my final thoughts. So, my final thoughts. This figure is really good. If you have a Jetty nearby, or you have them in the same order, they look really good when they're in like in a battle pose, just because both figures look really great. Sure, there is the problem of all Zone of the Enders mecha having the cockpit in their crotch for reasons I will never understand, but that's a point you can get away. You can get over with pretty easily. I mean, you'll ignore it. This is part of the design. Anyways, I really like these arm thingies. The accuracy of these little guys flying around, the fact that they can wrap around him. It's just overall accurate to this entire game and how I felt it was supposed to look like. And Revoltech never seems to fail me with mecha figures in general. So for the price point of, I think he runs for about, I'm going to say 35 to 40 US dollars. I'll probably put up the yen price at some point in annotation / video description. But he runs for slightly above average Revoltech price, which isn't actually the most nowadays. He's a great buy, so if you can find him and you like Zone of the Enders or this design in general after having seen this video, go ahead and pick him up. He shouldn't be the hardest to find. Unless I'm horribly wrong and this guy gains popularity in an instant. Otherwise, he's perfectly fine. So that's it for this review, and I'll see you guys next time.